Not long after, my friend invited me to her wedding dinner, and she told me, "Jules, I have a special request. Can you be the MC for my wedding dinner?" I was so nervous, I was so worried because I've never done it before, and I reluctantly said yes. I was still very new to Toastmasters. I haven't really had my share of public speaking yet. So when I went for that dinner, I was holding this paper in my hand. I did prepare up front, but I still was not confident of myself. So that night itself, I was literally reading off the paper during her wedding dinner. Looking back, I realized that if I really want to get rid of this fear, I have to practice. I have to over-practice. So if I usually take 10 times to practice my speech, I probably need to acquire at least 20 times of practice in order to get that right. The more you practice, the more you feel that public speaking becomes your second nature. And then, after which you can actually remove that paper from your hand. Lesson number 2 is to practice, practice, and practice. So what you can do is stand in front of the mirror and practice your speech. Or otherwise, you can do a presentation on YouTube. Make it a routine to post videos of yourself speaking. And when you do that regularly, you're enforcing yourself to speak in public and to practice. And when you review that video of yours, you definitely will be very critical of yourself. Why is your expression so ugly, and why do you speak with your face crooked, or why do you stammer, and why do you forget your words, why do you have grammatical errors when you speak? So you'll be so overly critical of yourself, but you have to move on. And the more you create these videos, the more comfortable you get in speaking in public. So another alternative is to speak to a small group of people. And you can start maybe with your family, with your parents, your mom and dad, or even your spouse and your children. And if you really don't have anybody around you, and you can try your dog, your pet dog, and speak in front of them and see whether you can overcome this fear. Just imagine yourself in a large group of audience, and as you do, and when you do that in real life, you feel that there's nothing different. Another support group that I would like to recommend you is the Toastmasters group. So this is a non-profit organization group that helps people who are interested in public speaking and also developing their leadership skills. So it has a program that guides you to start your speech journey with talking about yourself, and then it guides you how to prepare speeches, humorous speeches, persuasive speeches. And during Toastmaster meetings, you have the chance to participate in impromptu sessions, in impromptu topics. We call it the table topics, where they just give you a topic and you just speak it offhand. So this itself makes you practice, speaking naturally in front of other people. I find Toastmasters group very encouraging to be with, because you can, when you give your speech, they are there to look at the good points of your speech. Even though you think it's horrible, they will see the good part in your speech, and then they will highlight it to you. At the same time, they will also tell you points of improvement so that you can better your speech. And it's so nice that this group of people, they are very supportive and they want to see you grow and succeed. To be successful in public speaking, you have to surround yourself with people who want to see you succeed and who want to succeed with you. Lesson number 3 is to remember the key points. Instead of memorizing word for word, just think of all the important points that you want to say in the speech, and then you just elaborate on that. I remember during many years ago when I attended and I joined the humorous speech contest, and I was a contestant, and that time that speech competition was held in a large ballroom. It was hosted by my Toastmasters club, and there were about 300 people in attendance, and I was so scared. But weeks before that, I really practiced my speech. I prepared thoroughly and I practiced day and night, weeks into the competition. So I really know what I wanted to say. But come that night, when I spoke in front of the audience, I was doing quite well. But towards the end, suddenly I started and I had just a blank mind. So what I call it a stage fright. The problem was I memorized my speech before this word for word. So when I actually presented to a group of people, I was actually trying to link what I was supposed to say next instead of trying to connect with the people. Therefore, I stood there with a blank stare, and then I did what came to me. I repeated what I just said and tried to complete that speech. But nothing came to me, and I stood there speechless, and there was a moment of silence. Everybody was waiting for me, and I felt that I need to dig a hole and jump in there. I was so embarrassed because I worked so hard for this speech, but I realized that my mistake was I was not connecting to the audience. Rather, I was trying to memorize my lines and trying to spit everything out. So, to be good at public speaking, it requires you to really connect with your audience, to be there to teach the audience, share with your audience, so that you can inspire them, motivate them, and transform their lives. And when you do that, you will find that your conversation with the audience becomes more fluid, and you won't come into this stage fright. And why stage fright occurs is because you're more concerned with yourself instead of your audience. When you turn tables around and really talk to the audience in your conversation, you'll find that all these factors are just removed. All these barriers are removed. You are able to speak confidently and naturally to your audience. If you're able to master these skills of honing your skills, practicing, and remembering the key points, you'll find that you'll be able to master the art of public speaking. And when you are able to master the art of public speaking, your confidence level will increase. And when your confidence level increase, you'll find that it shows in your speech, and people will be interested and captivated by what you're saying. And when you deliver a good speech, you'll realize that you're actually motivating and transforming people's life, and this itself is a very fulfilling experience to go through. But if you are not confident of yourself, people can see it through that you're actually memorizing your speech. But nevertheless, if you don't show people that you are afraid, nobody would know that you are afraid. So speak with confidence, and the confidence will show in you. So if you have any personal stories that you would like to share, please comment in the comments below and tell me, maybe it was your embarrassing moment in public speaking or your very proud moment in public speaking. I look forward to hearing from you soon. So do click the notification bell and subscribe button. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.